welcome to my channel. Did you like the intro? If you did, give this video a like, and then while you're down there, go ahead and do the YouTube holy trinity of liking, commenting, and subscribing. Especially if you like a more chaotic amateur builder in The Sims, or just somebody who likes to play chaotically in The Sims. So in today's video, I'm going to be playing once again with the Desert Luxe kit. Oh my god, I said it correctly. If you'd like to see part 1, just click up here. I genuinely enjoyed playing with this kit. It was really cohesive. The furniture is modern, it's sleek, it's minimalist, it's very, very, very nice. To me, it feels like custom content, and I'm a custom content fiend. I'm saying that, and this build has no custom content. I'm saying it right from the beginning this time. So if you like anything, just go ahead and like it. Like it with your soul. I never really know how to transition, so let's go. All right, so right off the bat, there is an attempt at a floor plan. I think this is pretty much, no, it changes. It does definitely change. So there is an attempt at a floor plan because, again, this is a part 2. It needed a part 2 because I couldn't figure out this floor plan. I really wanted for as soon as you walked into this house for it to be an open concept. So you would be able to see the bed, you would be able to see a nice little living space with a little TV. I was planning on using the, what is it called? The tiny living. So I have some of that furniture out there, but to be quite honest, if I used platforms in this build, it just would have made the house look and feel smaller. And I didn't really want to do that. I wanted it to feel bigger. And even though the layout that it has now, it does not feel bigger, but it's way better than trying to put a platform in there. I'm sorry, it was too hard. I still want to try doing that one day because I love platforms inside of the house. I love the bi-level look of it, but it just wasn't working. When I make a build, I usually like to envision like who's going to be in here? What sim of mine is going to be in here? For me, the sim that I envision in here does not live here. This is an Airbnb. So whoever comes here, they're vacationing. I envisioned a workaholic. So I needed a desk in here somewhere. That way the workaholic can still like work from home, you know, kind of thing. I'm like working from vacation. I used to work with somebody who literally brought his laptop on his honeymoon. And we were like yelling at him via email, like, what are you doing? Close your laptop. Do not work on your honeymoon. Are you insane? But we actually did need his help. He was actually an asset, so I can totally understand. He understood his value, I'll tell you that much. So I did also try syncing the living room a little bit just to try to give the inside some character, but it just didn't work. Platforms were not working inside of the house, and it could have also possibly been that I was tired of platforms because I played with enough of them in the backyard. I just didn't want to make it work, and the interior of the house does already have a platform from the kitchen and dining space to the living space. So there is definitely a platform in there, so I win. So one thing I truly do want to emphasize is that in this build, I don't use custom content. And listen, I rely heavily on custom content because it's so cohesive, it works together. The furniture and custom content, it works me, okay? I do not work the custom content. And you know what? That's kind of my issue because I don't feel like I'm a strong builder. So I rely a lot on aesthetically pleasing furniture and plants and decorations. That's typically what helps me with my build. But only using EA items and no custom content, it sometimes feels like a challenge, but oh boy, am I wrong about that. EA has a lot of great little pieces that I haven't been using simply because I have so much custom content. So I am planning on reducing my custom content folder, and I feel like I'm saying custom content a lot, but I am planning on reducing that folder and kind of using The Sims in the way that The Sims is designed to be used, with more of their I was going to say products, with more of their items, because it does kind of force me to look at everything and see where things can be used. And it also makes me rack my brain for all those YouTube shorts that I've been watching with really creative, fun ideas. Like, oh my God, with no custom content. You guys are insane. People who do these crazy, insane builds are just my favorite people in the entire world. Right, so at this point, we must be in the kitchen somehow. At least I'm hoping we're in the kitchen because I feel like I've been rambling rambling for like almost 10 minutes. So me trying to figure out the layout and decorating the kitchen takes up the bulk of this video, kind of like how the backyard takes up the bulk of this lot. This kitchen was hard, and I blame the square shape. No. I actually blame the window. The window is so large. It takes up so much room in this kitchen and dining space that I really just didn't know how to work with it. Where the window was, that was actually where I wanted the cabinets to go. But on the outside of the house, the window looks really, really good on that side. And it looks really good with the roof, an idea that I got from a YouTuber called Miss Griffey. I'll link her video down below in this, in the description so that you guys can check it out. I got the idea from her. And it's just such a genius idea. It looks so good. It looks so finished outside, but it was so hard for me to work on the inside. Looking back, I do wish that I just pushed the table up against it and removed 2 of the chairs, kind of how I did at one point. I don't know. I just didn't really like the idea of the sun beaming on you as you're trying to eat. But in hindsight, I kind of do wish that I kept that little detail. It would have just made it a lot easier to figure out where to put an island, which is really, really, really what I wanted to. I wanted an island somewhere in here. And like I said, the square shape just didn't work. I also wanted the dining room table to be at a diagonal, and it wasn't working. So I kind of rage quit the kitchen and the dining space at some point just because I needed to focus on something else. I was trying so many layouts. I was on Pinterest trying to look for like kitchen layouts, floor plans, people kind of like redecorating. I looked up other videos on YouTube of people designing a kitchen. I feel like I looked up every option that I could have in trying to figure out a layout that worked in this kitchen, but that also when you're on the outside, you can see in and it looked good on the inside. You know what I mean? So at some point I decided to just focus on the outside of the house because it did need help anyway, but I also wanted to remove the 3 windows that were in the kitchen just to see if I can do something a little bit different. So working on the outside, I removed the windows, and in order to hide the fact that I removed the windows, I put these little wooden column things. I don't know what they are. I don't know what they're called, but I tried my best to put that in the front just to add something interesting again, so that when you're driving by, you don't notice a house that just has no windows on the front. You know, I wanted to give it some sort of curb appeal, some sort of interest to it. I don't know. I just like, I was losing my mind in this kitchen at this point. So the kitchen was just really hard to figure out, and I ended up changing the layout several times. But once the outside kind of felt like it looked good, I think it motivated me a little bit to continue pushing forward because at least the build had something worth saving. You know what I mean? So that kitchen was renovated I don't know how many times, okay? So it took me quite a while to get the kitchen and the dining space in a place that I feel like I'm good with, and it's still a wall full of cabinets. It's still almost the same, but kind of different. You know what I mean? I had to change around where the desk was. Like, it was just a lot of work to make this little space work. I wanted it to feel not like a square. You know what I mean? So placing the dining room table in the middle, slanted, it felt right. It felt right. By the way, in the garbage, that little trick of putting like a smaller garbage inside of it, I got from a YouTube short. I don't remember who posted that short, but it's such a great idea because it makes it look like there's actually something in the garbage instead of just like an empty garbage can with no bag. Gross. I changed around the color scheme of the kitchen a little bit to a nice green, and I also changed the walls to match the exterior walls on some parts just to, again, give it a little bit of interest. I tried adding a pergola in the backyard as well at some point. From my last video, if you watched it, I wanted some sort of shade in the backyard. I also tried adding a couple of other things that would just make the build a little bit more interesting. But being honest with you, I think after like 3 days of working on this house, I was mentally exhausted. So I did my final touches. I changed around some of the colors, added some paint on the walls, did all of that fun stuff, and then I kind of called it a day. I honestly cannot emphasize how much I genuinely enjoyed building this. I went outside of my comfort zone. I didn't use custom content. I feel like I did a pretty good job. I want to be a little bit bolder when it comes to my builds. I want to use more platforms. I definitely want to use the terrain tools again as well. So in the next build, it's going to be a lot bigger. Maybe not mansion sized because I'm not quite sure that I want to go that big yet, but for sure something bigger, a bigger backyard, a bigger living area. It's still probably going to be 1 bedroom though, just to keep myself, you know, sane a little bit, just a touch. The bedroom, so right now we're at the bedroom, and I have to admit, my heart didn't go into this bedroom. It doesn't have that much personality. It has pretty plain walls just because I didn't know what to do. I wanted to put pattern in it, but again, I just couldn't picture the person that would be living here. So I kind of tried to generalize it. And I'm thinking that whoever owns this house, this little Airbnb, they just love greenery. So there's tons of plants all over the place. Maybe they're fake plants just so the person doesn't have to come by like every day to water them, because that would be insane. But the bedroom itself is pretty plain. There's just a wardrobe, a mirror, a bed, a couple of rugs. It's very, very plain. I kind of wanted it to be a little bit grander, which is why I wanted it on a platform. That way it could be like somebody, you know, taking a little selfie like, this is me in my cool Airbnb in this super cool room. You know what I mean? That's kind of like what I was looking for as far as this build. So yeah, I'm really glad that I got the chance to explore. And also just, if you've made it this far, if you're still watching, just so you know the future of my channel, I'm going to be definitely making more builds. I'm going to try to kind of explore that area just because I had a lot of fun. This is the second time that I'm making a build like this where I kind of push myself a little bit. The first one is my Piccola Luce build, which again, I'll link around here just so you can click on it, but kind of really liked the challenge. But for the future of my channel, I will be uploading another high school years episode next week. And I'm also going to be uploading a little tiny series where I make 4 Sims throughout the month of October in different like costumes or character ideas for Halloween. I thought that would be really fun. So stay tuned, subscribe if you'd like to see that. And yeah, I hope you liked this video. I hope you enjoyed the build. Let me know what you think. Please, please, please sound off. Let me know what you think. Chat with me. Answer a variety of questions like where would you, actually, yeah, answer this question. Where would you like to vacation? Where is your dream vacation spot? My dream vacation spot is not a desert, but if it is for you, that's really cool and I want to hear about it.